And welcome everybody, it's Dan, hope you're well today. So let's talk about website design, shall we? So let me just close this down. Looks like we're live, so that's the important thing. Let's talk about website design. Really, really important. It's like we're just in this period of time, aren't we, at the moment, where life is just really difficult. You know, like the whole financial stuff that's going on. Everything's gone up, rent's gone up, mortgages gone up, food prices gone up, fuel's gone up. There's nothing that hasn't increased significantly in price in the last 18 months, let's say. And so we kind of find ourselves speaking to a lot of people that are at this stage where it's almost like a do or die situation, where they're either struggling to close business because people have battened down the hatches and are no longer looking to spend as much money as they were before, or they're literally going bust because no one's spending any money, right? So it's like, well, what do we do? How can we help these people? And so we go live because we want to try and help these people. So we're going to cover some of that in today's session. So number one, as always, is like the security level of your website is vitally important, because if your website goes down and you're relying on your website, and if you're not relying on your website, that's a different conversation, because like, why would you not be relying on your website? Your website should be the main thing that helps you close more business, gets you in front of more people. But if you're not relying on it, that's a separate matter. But if you are relying on it, then you need to make sure that you're getting it backed up. Really, really important. I used to work for Dell for my sins many, many years ago, 20 years ago, in fact. And one of the things that I was really, really good at selling was backups and storage and RAID systems, if you understand that stuff, which is all to do with the way that hard drives work and replicating hard drives across multiple sites, just in case something went wrong. And if your website goes wrong, I mean, we had a situation with our website that went wrong, and it had some kind of virus on it. God knows how it even got there. But this thing happens, right? I think there was a plugin that hadn't been updated on WordPress, and somebody got in and they hacked the website, and then Google literally took the whole thing down. And all we did was we logged in, we rolled it back to the previous week's backup, and then off we went. That was it. It was down for like 20 minutes. So much easier when you have that lot in place, but it's really easy. You know, it's a little bit like insurance, isn't it? The only time you need insurance is when you really need insurance, and that's usually when you've not got it. But if you have it, it's really useful. But if you haven't got it and you don't use it, it's just a waste of money until you actually need it. And it's exactly the same with backing up your website and making sure that your website's secure, making sure that all your plugins are up to date. And then, you know, we're into, do you auto-enable your plugins? Because sometimes you auto-enable a plugin so it automatically updates itself, and that can send the website down. So it's this balancing act, isn't it? You know, even if you auto-update your website and the plugin, for whatever reason, clashes with something else and it brings your website down, all you should do is log in, roll back to a previous day, a couple of days ago when you knew the site worked, and install that backup. Solves all problems. And if you haven't got the capability of doing that, then, you know, speak to us. That's something that we can help with. We help with hosting anyway, so it's definitely something that we can help with. Let me just have a look here. I'm just sorting this out. There we go. That's better. So the next one then is user experience. What do we mean by user experience? Well, think about this. Like, what's your customer journey? Not your customer journey. What's your user experience going to be like while they're on your website? We looked at a website yesterday. We saw a guy in a particular group, and he just started offering websites. And I thought, you know what? Let's go and take a look. We enjoy looking at other people's websites when they're a web design agency. Good God, it was the most dreadful thing. And then I looked at what the guy did, and he's basically a programmer. Basically, that's what he does. And the user experience was dreadful. The images was dreadful. Just the whole thing didn't work, right? It wasn't clear what I should be doing, what I should be clicking on. It was basically written by a programmer who already expects that the user knows what to do, where to go, what to click, and users haven't got a bloody clue, right? If they land on your website, they don't know where to go, they're clicking all sorts of different things. You'd be amazed at how normal people actually operate websites. They haven't got a clue, right? And in your head, in your mind, you're like, yeah, I understand how this person works. and everybody's going to click the same thing at the same time because that's how everybody works. But couldn't be further from the truth. We know that people are clicking all sorts of things, going in all sorts of random places that don't even make sense. And so you've got to really think about what is your website going to be in terms of this user experience. You know, if you've got 80-year-old Ethel, can she use the website along with 13-year-old Billy and everybody in between? What's that going to look like? And so that bit's really important as well. And then that kind of nicely brings us on to a thoughtful customer journey. And the customer journey is this. Okay, so they see something on Facebook, they click on it, they land on your website. They are now on a customer journey of their own, right? Because we've gone from one place to another place. And so let's just say they go onto a website design. Let's say, shall we use our own website as an example? So they land on our website. They want a website design company. So is it clear on the menu where to go? Does it say web design? Yes, okay. But also, because we might miss that, are there other places throughout the copy where they can click for website design? Yes, there are basically. There's several places, in fact. We've made that customer journey very simple for them to get from where they are now, which is on Facebook, to where they want to be, which is some sort of kind of website design page, so they can make a decision as to whether to buy that or not, or whether to include you in the 3 or 4 people they might be speaking to. And so that's really important as well. The journey is they have a starting point and they have a destination and whatever steps to get them to that destination. That's what a thoughtful customer journey needs to look like. Now, from your point of view, it could be, well, Dan, I just want them to get on the phone. I want to speak to them on the phone. And it's like, yeah, I get that. So that's the destination. But what does the customer journey actually look like? The journey is the most important bit. They don't just land on your website and then book a call. That's like, we wish that's how it works. It doesn't work like that. They're going all over the bloody place. So you've got to, sometimes we go off the path. You've got to get them back on the path. What does that thoughtful customer journey look like? And it has to be thought through properly, because if not, you're not going to close people landing on your web pages and on your website. And then just finally on this, you need really clear call to actions. Like, what do you want the person to do next? What's the first thing you want them to do? And also, bear in mind, what's the first thing that they want to do? Not necessarily what you want to do, because the first thing that you want them to do is book a strategy call, get on the phone so you can close them. Like, that's wonderful. But what's the first thing that they want to do? And once they're there, can you kind of meet halfway? And what's the next thing that they probably want to do? Well, probably after they've landed on the web design page, they probably want to speak to someone. So make that option really easy. So, and have very clear call to actions. And in fact, all your call to actions from every stage of this customer journey should be really clear. So on the Facebook, they watch a video. It's got a call to action. If you want to look at website design, click this link. They go to the page. They get all the information that they need. What's the call to action? What does that person want to do? Maybe they want to look at case studies and see some of the previous websites that we've had. And on our website, that's both on the web page and on a case studies page. So fairly obvious, fairly clear call to actions. And then when they land on both of those pages, they need those call to actions. I want to book a call now. And actually, I'm just thinking on my case studies page, I actually don't think we've got that many call to actions on that page. So even we get it wrong sometimes. I'm just having a quick look. We've got lots of case studies, but no call to action. So that's something that we're going to improve as soon as we come off this call. But all of this, when you put all of this together, it's not one thing over here, or it's not one thing over there, and it's not just this tiny little bit that when you fix it, it is all of it. All of these tiny little bits all have to get done in order for you to get this to work properly. Otherwise, the whole thing won't work. And if one little bit isn't in place and in order and right, that can affect the entire website. Anyway, look, I hope that's useful. If you want to go and take a look at our website page, then please do. And other than that, we'll catch up with you on the next one. Have a great day. Take care.